Hey guys, welcome to the daily news analysis of 25th and 26th of January guys. Let's see the very first news. First news is Reward Work and Not Wealth report. This is a report which has been published by the international right group, that is Oxfam International, and the report says that basically how the global economy has enabled the wealthier elite of the people to accumulate vast wealth, leaving the millions of the people who survive on the lower hierarchy of the wealth section, that is the poverty section of the people. Few data are given guys, we should just focus on these data. That the richest 1% of India has cornered 73% of the wealth generated in the country last year, right? This is the data about India, whereas the poorest section of the people, who comprises of 67 crore Indians, they have accumulated just 1% wealth guys, and that too I'm discussing about average wealth, right? It might be possible that few section of people have have lost the wealth and few section of people has gained it, right? But overall there is average increment of just 1%, and that data, if you compare it with the global perspective, then guys 82% of the wealth which has been generated last year worldwide has went directly to the 1% of the richest of the people, while 3.7 billion people, that account for poorest half of the population, has shown no increment in wealth, right? And billionaire wealth has risen by an average of 13% a year since 2010, which is six times faster than the wage of the ordinary workers, which have risen by a yearly average of just 2%, right? The survey also showed that the women workers often find themselves at the bottom of the heap, and 9 out of 10 billionaires are men. In India, in fact, there are only 4 women billionaires, out of which 3 have inherited the wealth from their inherent family, right? Means these in last point, the data has shown basically that how the women workers, how the women section of the world are suffering, because they're not, I would not say suffering, but if you see the billionaire average, then the majority of the person are men, not women. And that too in India guys, out of 4 billionaire women, just 3 women have got their property from inherent, that is from their fathers, right? And just one woman has been capable of forming her capital and whatever herself, right? So throughout this report, it has been said that few steps are being needed, which if done, then the problems can be fixed in future. Those problems are problems that needs to be covered are the reduction on income inequality guys. So government must promote inclusive growth, basically by encouraging the labor intensive sector, that will create more jobs. There are other sectors like what government can actually focus upon, and that is tax evasion, because tax evasion is a sector from which the corporate sector basically takes away a huge amount of money, right? So that must also be focused upon. And also guys, in super rich personality, higher tax must be imposed, as well as policies must be imposed to tackle all form of gender discrimination whichever is being existing, right? Next news is about Global Talent Competitiveness Index guys. Basically the 5th edition of Global Talent Competitiveness Index has recently been released by the organizations, that is INSEAD, in partnership with other 2 organizations, that is Tata Communication and Edico Group. So basically it is an annual benchmarking report guys, that basically measures the ability of the country to compete for talent. I mean, how the other countries are basically competing for accumulating talent, how the other countries are competing to grow, attract and retain talent in their countryhood, right? So basically in this report, it has been observed that India has moved up to a position of 81st position basically. Alright, and earlier, if you see the trend of last 2 years, then in the last year India was at 92nd position, but last year, that is in 2016, India was at 89th place, right? And among the 5 BRICS countries also, this Global Talent Competitiveness Index has been compared, and it has been seen that we are lagging far behind with respect to other 4 BRICS countries, that is China, Russia, South Africa and Brazil, because China stands for 43rd rank, whereas Russia, South Africa and Brazil stands for 53rd, 63rd and 73rd rank respectively, right? And Switzerland has topped the list basically, and Switzerland, and along with the other countries who are lying in the top hierarchy, are the Western countries only. I mean the first world countries, we can say, right? Next news about a fellowship scheme, that is a Himalayan research fellowship scheme, and this is a scheme which is organized by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. basically they have decided to come up with this Himalayan research fellowship scheme just in order to conserve and protect the Himalayas. Under this scheme, guys, the aim of the government is basically to create a young pool of trained environmental managers, environmental ecologists, environmental socialists, and environmental economists, so that everyone will work towards generating information regarding the physical, biological, managerial, and human aspects of Himalayan ecosystem, and they would be having different informations with them, right, which can be executed through various universities, and those universities will be basically given preference who will be belonging from northeastern states. Means I want to say here that from northeastern universities and institutions, the young pool of trained environmental managers, economists, ecologists, whatever I have said, so they will be selected, and the preference will be given to the universities belonging from northeastern region, right? And the financial support will be given by the government under the National Mission on Himalayan Studies, and the fellowship will be awarded for a maximum of 3 years, right? Next news is coming from Manipur government actually, and they have come up with a scheme, health scheme basically, and the name of the scheme is Chief Minister JHARKHAND Tengmang scheme. It is basically excuse me excuse me so it is basically a cashless scheme, guys, under which the poor section of people from the Manipur will be given cashless treatment in the government hospitals, health centers, as well as those private hospitals who will be selected by the government of Manipur. And since I have already said that the poor people will be given cashless treatment under that, so how they will be selected, guys? How they will be judged out? They will be judged out from socioeconomic caste census basically. All right. So under it, each family will be given issued with a scheme of 2 lakh rupees per eligible family, and if any sort of identified critical ailments will be found in them, like cardiovascular disease, kidney ailments, neurological condition, liver ailments, cancer, neonatal disease, etc., so that would be checked under this scheme, right? And beneficiaries may get themselves enrolled for the schemes with the help of ASHA workers, right? And the kiosk which is being opened nearby the public health centers, community health center, and district hospitals, and it will also result in convergence of different programs of the central as well as state governments. A few of the programs are also written here, right, like Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana and free diagnostic program. And also, guys, it is very unique program under it, because everything under it will be included in an IT platform driven scheme, right? Means a component of Digital India is also being reflected under this scheme. Next news about Anganwadi service training program, guys. As you have learned, as the name suggests, that it is a training program for the women who are giving services in Anganwadis. So basically, the government has launched under this the management information system, which is basically a kind of portal, guys. So sorry, wait a sec, guys. Actually, I've forgotten to switch off the phone. Anyways, so yeah, government has launched the management information system portal, guys. So okay, so let's start from again. Yeah, this has been opened by the central government, and in collaboration with Ministry of Women and Child Development as well as National Informatics Center, because National Informatics Center have come up with this portal, guys. And they mainly, the aim of it is to give training to the Anganwadi service training, the women who are giving their services Anganwadi, because it is being often alleged that the women who are giving the services are not that much technologically sound, as well as they are not giving training. That's why the efficiency in the ground level from the basically village and the rural areas are not up to the mark, right? So to increase the efficiency in the health indicators, these the Anganwadi workers will be given training, and they will be given training under the umbrella scheme of ICDS, that is Integrated Child Development Scheme, which is a central sponsored scheme. That is, the government of India will fund under this scheme to the state government and union territories, right? So this was about this scheme. Next news is about a rapid reporting system for the scheme for adolescent girls. It is a web-based online monitoring for the scheme for adolescent girls, guys. Now, adolescent girls, there is a scheme of adolescent girls differently, right? See, I'm just pointing out here, right? So, what is this scheme of adolescent girls? Let's see first, then we will discuss about this rapid reporting system, right? So, under this scheme of adolescent girls, the central government has a target to reduce, to do away with the problems whichever are being faced by the adolescent girls, like nutritional problems, health problem, hygiene problem, right? So it is a program which is being initiated by Ministry of Wealth and Ministry of Women and Child Development, under which a 50-50 partnership is there. Means whatever is the amount being needed, 50% will be given by the central government and 50% will be given by the normal states. But the nutritional component, under the nutritional component, that will be spent 60% by the central government, but state government will spend only 40% of it. And if we can take the northeastern and 3 Himalayan states, then on them, guys, 90% will be given by the center and 10% will be only been given by those states. And for union territories, since there is no legislature, so 100% will be spent by the government of India. Now, why this was in news? Because recently a rapid reporting system, which is an online based system, has been introduced. It is a web based online monitoring program, under which the scheme of adolescent girls, means whatever we have discussed here. So wherever there is loophole, there often occurs the leakages in resource delivery, right? So those leakages will be covered up under this rapid reporting system, because it is an online based system, right? All the informations will be stored in an online platform, right? So it will be very much easier for Ministry of Women and Child Development to keep a vigil over whatever is the problem that is being faced under this scheme, right? So the portal has been launched by National Informatics Centers, and as I've already told you, the different problems of the adolescent girls will be covered, and the main aim of the scheme is also to make ensure that these girls are enroll themselves in some sort of schooling system, as well as nutritional support and health and hygiene support should also be given to these women, right? Next news about Bharat Parv, guys. Actually, it is an event which is being organized by the government of India under the Republic Day celebration, guys. And this event will continue from 26th to 31st of January, under which the nodal ministry of introducing this Bharat Parv, that is the Ministry of Tourism, will mainly focus on different regions of India, that is culture, cuisine, handicrafts. Alright, so these are the things which will be the focus of Bharat Parv, in order to make India progressive, so that the regressive thoughts whichever is being existing within India, those regressive thoughts can be done away with, like regionalism. It is often seen, I mean, in news we often seen that the person from Maharashtra is not allowing the person from Bihar to go there, right? So this is the why this happens, because they increase a feeling of regionalism in this, and that is not good for keeping the unity fabric of India, right? So do away with all those regressive thoughts and make India progressive, right? So I mean, the Bharat Parv has came up with, and from last year also only the government is celebrating it, guys. And the prime objectives are to create patriotic mood within the people of India, to promote the rich cultural diversity of the country, to ensure the participation of wider section of general public, as well as to popularize the idea of Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. Next news about Environment Performance Index, guys. Actually, recently the Environment Performance Index for the year 2018 has been released by World Economic Forum, which summit that is going on there was recently. So this is basically the 10th Environment Performance Index report, which has ranked 180 countries, and those 180 countries has been ranked on different indicators. Basically 24 performance indicators are there, and those indicators are directly or indirectly belonging to the environment, health and ecosystem viability indicators, right? So under which it is being said that India has secured a rank of very minimal, that is 177 out of 180 countries, guys. There the Bangladesh has secured just 179 countries, and we both are of course in the bottom 5 ranking basically. So it is also said that the Switzerland has led the world in sustainability, followed by France and Denmark. Means Switzerland has topped this list basically, right? And under this index, guys, the report has been said that why the India has scored such a lower performance, because the health policy objective from the different government, that is the central or the state government is not that up to the mark, right? Means we are still very much think is needed in order to ensure that in environmental indicators our policies become much stringent, so that the indicators whichever is being there to judge this environmental performance index, so in future terms we can get improved ranking, right? So it is also said that the proportion of particulate material 2.5 has risen in our country over the past decades, right? So these are few of the factors which has been responsible for this poor performance of India in this environmental performance index, guys. So yeah, this was all about the today's news, guys. We'll meet in tomorrow's next class, guys. Till then, if you at all have not subscribed to this Telegram channel, you can subscribe to it, and yeah, we'll meet in tomorrow's class. Bye bye, take care, guys.